Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Clutch Entertainment, where we have our 15-minute weekly podcast each and every day. We will be talking about health remedies, a number of different issues that we have each and every day. So I got a bunch of different ways to cope with things. We've all had our fair shares of headaches, backaches, sicknesses, injuries, different things within our lives. That's why I'm here today to give you these remedies and to make you feel better, when you have all these problems. We'll start out with like a common ailments like stress headaches, tension headaches, migraines. So typically a lot of people go through these. Some people take medicines. So some of the natural things you can do are like putting a cold compress on the head, like taking ice water, or taking some ice in general and just sticking it on your head. You take a glass of ice water, about 8 ounces, and you just go ahead and sip it down. Brain freeze effect, and that could give you a little bit of a chill, but it'll help your brain. It'll actually help with the inflammation because it vasoconstricts instead of vasodilates, which vasoconstriction is more your blood vessels narrow, and vasodilation is when they get bigger. So you want to have that constriction so that can get everything slowed down and can get rid of the inflammation, because the inflammation is most likely causing a headache. Another thing you could try is another anti-inflammatory, ginger slice, or maybe some green tea. Those two things are very, very good at anti-inflammatory. They have polyphenols in them, and they also help with inflammation. You could try is taking 6 to 10 almonds and eating them down. They're supposed to have like an aspirin-like effect, and they are supposed to help with the inflammation also in your brain. I'll have a bunch of these different links to things or things that I've looked at in the description below. Cherry juice extract, I'll put a link for this too. It's actually part of like cherry juice, but it's an extract of it. You just put it in like a little bit with water, mix it together, and it helps with inflammation in the brain and helps with headaches. Last most important thing, which probably I'll sum up with a lot of different things, is getting the right amount of sleep. So each night you got to get the right amount of sleep in order to function correctly and to function where you need to be each and every day. And that could play a big part in how you function during the day and how it takes care of your headaches and such. So the next topic that we're going to speak about is having like stomach aches or stomach upset. This can be caused by stress, eating habits, even sicknesses can cause this, food poisoning. So probably GERD or heartburn, that can cause a problem when you get excess acid in the stomach, and it can make you feel terrible. It can make you feel burning in the throat. It can make you feel like nauseous feeling. So some things you can do for any kind of stomach problems you're having. First thing you can do is put a cold compress on your head. So if you put a cold compress on your head, it slows you down and helps you feel cooled down. Because when you get overheated or hot, it makes you want to throw up. So the best thing to do is to probably put the cold compress on the head, and it just cools you down and relaxes you. Another thing you could try, like I said before, with the headache, is the ginger slice or tea. You can also try lemon juice, like I said before, with the anti-inflammatory. These are all anti-inflammatories. Try drinking flat soda, like white soda or dark soda. Just be taking sips of it. It naturally helps with the fizz and the bubbles. It helps in your stomach. And then getting some fresh air, like going outside and just enjoying the fresh air outside. That could also help with the feeling that you're having. And then, like I said before, like I'm going to say with all these pretty much, is the sleep. Getting the important amount of sleep so you can heal up and feel better. The next thing I'm going to speak about is probably a really common thing among a lot of different people. It's anxiety and depression. So I myself have struggled with anxiety over the years, off and on. And I can tell you it's not a fun experience at all. There's a number of things that goes along with it, like you can have panic attacks, social anxiety, fearful of activities or a person, or you could be sick in general. Like when you get sick, you can get anxiety and depression. So remedies are walks or exercise. Make sure you're doing your daily exercise or walking. Walking you can do every day. The next thing I would probably say is maybe like if you're in a toxic situation or some kind of problem, remove yourself from that situation so you're able to function, and deal with it. You can come back to a situation, but just say something along the lines of, oh, I'll deal with this in a little bit, or I have to take care of myself. Remove yourself from that situation so you're not in that. Probably another thing would be to be patient with yourself. It takes a lot of patience to get through anxiety and to get you through to the next level where you'll be getting better. And that's something that I've struggled with. It's really tough, but you could definitely do it. I mean, everyone can. It just takes time, and you just have to find the support. Along with the next thing I'm going to say is talking to somebody that you know or won't judge you. Talk therapy is very therapeutic for this, and this actually really alleviates a lot of the anxiety when you are talking to someone, because it takes it off you and puts it on the person you're talking to, so it relieves the pressure from you. Like, it's almost like venting, but it's really a good therapeutic way to feel better. Reading and writing something, that can also help. I know when you read and write, it actually gets the thoughts off your mind onto the paper, and it can help your brain in general. Taking slow steps, like just do one thing per day that you can do, like doing laundry or doing the dishes or sweeping the floor, like one thing at a time. That's, if you can do one thing a day to start instead of all at once, that's what you need to do. It's just the slow steps that help you get through to the next level. The next thing would probably be breathing exercises or distractions. So breathing exercises, you take this 4, 7, 8. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold in for 7, and then breathe out of your mouth with pursed lips like this. And that gives you a calmness after about 5 to 10 breaths. And then distractions, like I was saying before, is go play a video game, go hang out with a friend, go to something you like, go do something you like. Those things really help get your mind off where you're at. So the next topic we're going to talk about is colds and flu. So a lot of people get the colds and flu. It's like sickness and achiness, and along with a lot of these other things I've already mentioned, I'm not going to repeat a whole lot of them, but the best thing to do is stay hydrated, sleep well, do the brat diet, bananas, rice, applesauce toast, and avoid any kind of extra sugar or junk food, because those things can contribute or make things worse. Aches and pains. So a lot of people get sprains, broken bones, overuse of tendons, backaches, neck tightness, and muscle aches. And all these things can really hinder you in exercising or hinder your mental state, because you want to be able to do things and you can't do things because of this. So I would say the best thing for this would be to walk or to exercise, stretch, like after you exercise, heat and ice, and then like pineapple juice would be really good for if you're having sore muscles and stuff like that, because it's got something called bromelain, and it's an anti-inflammatory in it. But in order to heal up for aches and pains, you need to rest, and you need to do it when you're feeling better. Like if you're just having like a muscle ache, you can work through it. But if you're just having like an injury, like you're actually hurt, then I would definitely recommend resting it. So also, we all have skin ailments, and we have stuff like bug bites, rashes, pimples, cuts. There's the skin's the largest organ on the body, so there's a lot of different things that we have problems with when we have a skin problem. So with the bug bites, probably the best thing to do if you're having itchiness or swelling is use either calamine lotion, or there's actually a banana peel trick. So you take the inner part of a banana and you rub it onto the bug bite, and it can actually dry out in your skin, and it actually alleviates some of the itching. So that's a good thing that you can try. As far as like rashes, calamine lotion is good for that also. Apple cider vinegar is really good for any kind of skin condition, especially on pimples and cuts. Like it can clean, but I would make sure to dilute it. If you do not dilute it, then you may be having a problem. So you can put it on the skin, but you may just want to put like half part water, half part apple cider vinegar. But that can definitely help. And it can also get rid of like skin tags. If you paste apple cider vinegar to a skin tag with like a cotton ball. It can help get rid of your skin tags too, which is really nice. So a lot of these things that I've just spoken about are common things, and we all have to figure out which natural remedies work, because not all natural remedies work, and that's why I've listed a bunch of them. So now we have some tips to stay healthy from everything. So the most important is probably your diet. So what you eat every day, what you go through every day. So some foods you can eat, these are just some examples, but banana, kiwi, apples, maybe have a couple servings of those for fruits. For vegetables, have like carrots, broccoli, cabbage, green peppers, stuff like that. And that'll help you with your vegetable servings. You can never eat enough vegetables, so you can eat an unlimited amount of vegetables in a day just because the calorie content is so low. Spinach is another good vegetable. As far as fruits, probably like three servings a day, 2 to 3. For meats, you probably want to eat grass-fed meat, pork, chicken, fish. So you need to have like a variety of meats. So the fish is for the omega-3s, because we all need the omega-3s. And nuts and seeds like walnuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, those are all great sources of protein in nuts. But you mainly want to have instead of the vegetable protein, you want to have the protein from animals. So we all want to, if you want to be able to build muscle and to maintain your protein state and to stay strong, you want to have the animal proteins, because those are a lot more effective as proteins than nuts and seeds. So the next thing I want to say to stay healthy is exercise. So like I said before, 3 to 5 times a week, about 30 minutes a day. Find what exercises work for you. Not all exercises work for one person. Find a routine or something that you can use to get to exercising 3 to 5 times a week. For a lifestyle, you want to have like some kind of balance in your life. You want to be able to do some social events, some hanging out with friends, work, school, friends, family. You want to have a good balance of everything, and that's the key to life, is to have a good balance. If you have too much of something, like you spend too much time watching TV or spend too much time on Netflix, you're going to have a problem. You're not going to be able to do other things in your life. Or if you spend too much time working or too much time in school, you're not going to have a social life. So you got to have that good balance in your life. Probably want to have good social activities, so spending time with family and friends, going to events around your town, or going to sporting events, or going to festivals, or all kinds of different things, triathlons, bikeathons. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you go to some kind of social event with a group of people so you can get that social interaction, because we're all made for people. If you're faithful and believe in God, pray every day. Make sure you incorporate 15 to 30 minutes of prayer each day. And it's a very important part of your life. We weren't put here to be alone. God's always with us, and that's a big thing. And then as far as mindfulness, we want to be in the present. We don't want to be looking or focusing on what things are like in the past, like that we want it to be, or things that we want in the future that will be in the future. So don't worry about those things. Focus on the present, and that's very important. And the last thing I would say is, going along with the mindfulness, is to go out in nature and to just relax and just take it back and just breathe the fresh air, stay outside, and just take it all in. You can, if you relax, then you'll be very better off, mind, body, and soul. So in closing here, health is very important to a lot of people. I would say health is more important than wealth. If you have good health more than money in your life, I think you're doing pretty good. I mean, good health and good money are good on their own, but if you have a bunch of money and you have no health, then you really don't have much. So good balance, like I was saying before. And we only have one body, so we have to treat it good. Otherwise, everything will go downhill eventually. So thank you so much for watching this video on health. If you have questions or comments or concerns, leave it in the comments section below. I'll post a link to a bunch of different things that I've talked about today, and maybe you could try one of them. Let me know in the comments below if you try any of these remedies. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll have a next podcast next week. And if there's anything else you want to say, just leave it in the comment section below. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day. Bye now.